Hey guys, welcome back to the Coffee and Hero Show, taking you through the new graphic novels into store this week. It was a nice timely delivery, so got the time to do a YouTube video or two. Our deliveries are just getting so big at the moment between the sheer wealth of titles. We had a very busy Christmas, picked up some more pull list customers, which therefore increases our orders as well, which is a wonderful position to be in. You know, the store is continuing to grow, and that's never a bad thing. So deliveries do get quite big, so we do rely on them coming on the Mondays to give us enough time to obviously bag and board everything, bag all the graphics, and get everything organized. So, as I say, I've said it before, obviously if there's no show up on a weekly basis, it's most likely because the deliveries arrive late, and therefore, you know, all the time needs to be used to process it. But yeah, this week it's a big week again, but it arrived nice and timely, so I can take you through new stuff into the store. So, kick off things with a little DC Compact section. So, first of all, a couple of top-ups. We got Supercard Woman of Tomorrow. We got 30 copies of this in on release week, which was 3 weeks ago, I want to say. Sold all of them by the Thursday. Brilliant book, first of all, but just this compact format in general is just great and proven very, very popular. Little top-up as well for Batman Arkham Asylum, the Grant Morrison Dave McKean masterpiece. And then you have a new release this week, which is Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. By Brian Augustin and Mike Mignola, thoroughly a brilliant book as well. We have a little bit of Star Trek this week, so there's a few books through here, I believe. First of all, we've got Star Trek Lower Decks, Warp Your Own Way. I believe this is an interactive graphic novel, sort of a choose your own adventure. A little bit of a throwback thing there. We have Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe. So this is written by David Peterson and art by Gabriel Rodriguez, who of course was the artist on Lock and Key. So you know it's a beautiful book. We have The Complete Full Tilt Boogie, book by Alex de Campi and Eduardo Ocana, Intergalactic Mayhem, as it says on the back, and printed through 2000 AD. We have Dune, House of Harkonnen, we're as far now as volume 2 of this. So we've been building up the Dune section, which of course is located in the Boom Studios section. Loads of trade paperbacks this week, so we've got the all-new, all-deadly Gwenpool, Gwenpool 1 to 5, so great for new readers there. We have Godzilla Heist, which is all about basically using Godzilla as a distraction to pull off heists. Sounds a little bit like Kaiju Score from Aftershock a few years ago, but you know, a little bit more authentic with Godzilla actually in it. We have Incredible Hulk. This is volume 6 of the Philip Kennedy Johnson run, and this one basically is the end of the Incredible Hulk run. And then after that, it jumps into Infernal Hulk. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse is next. This collects Spider-Verse versus Venomverse 1 to 5 and also has a couple of one-shots in there as well. Web of Spider-Verse, New Blood, and Web of Venomverse, Fresh Brains. Also continuing to come out in trade is Helvering. This is volume 2. So this is issues 6 to 10, written by Benjamin Percy and art by Raphael Ienco. Helvering versus the Hell Hulk. So lots of good stuff in there. We have the latest volume of one of the best comics on the shelves, Conan. So this is Conan issues 21 to 24. In other words, volume 6, because there was the event in between as well. So continue to be written by Jim Zub, of course. Just continues to be a fantastic book. New series artist on this, which is Fernando Dagnino. Next up, we have the latest volume of Kaya. We're at book 5 now. Wes Craig's excellent adventure sci-fi epic. Very highly recommended. Been on this since the start. This contains issues 25 to 30. I've mentioned Star Trek Lower Decks already, so we have Star Trek Lower Decks Second Contact. So this collects issues 1 to 6 of the new ongoing series. So perfect for you Star Trek fans. Next up, we have Clear from Scott Snyder and Francis Manapul. Now, I'm getting the Snyder stuff, and I'm going to be running a new section soon. I'll tell you a little bit about it here quickly, but we'll do much more releases sort of on it. We're going to be doing a Creator Spotlight section once a month. So, for example, if you're enjoying Absolute Batman, written by Scott Snyder, here's what else he's done, and then we showcase all of his stuff through his DC work, his independent work. And then the idea is every month to change that. So, you know, it might be the second month might be Jason Aaron, the third month might be Chip Zdarsky, the fourth month might be Mark Waid, etc., etc. So we're going to kick it off hopefully in February. And keep an eye out for that. We'll have a wee bit more news on that. Next up, we have Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. This was a 5-issue miniseries, I believe. Yes, indeed, part of the Godzilla Legends Godzilla Legends label. We have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Pink Ranger. This is quite bulky actually. It contains Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Return 1-4, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink 1-6, and Reimagine, a storyline from the 30th anniversary special. Another one of those Snyder books, and one I'm a huge fan of, is Night of the Ghoul with Francesco Francavilla. Horror book, absolutely excellent. Again, we'll be going into that Snyder section we're working on. Predator vs. Black Panther. This contains the 4-issue miniseries. Wakanda is the ultimate hunting ground for the Predator. Another good one this week is Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma. This is from Ram V and Anand RK on art. He's dying to save you. This is a complete 6-issue miniseries, and very highly recommended. Some great stuff there. Spider-Man and Wolverine gets its first trade. This contains issues 1-5, written by Mark Guggenheim with art by Carey Andrews. Big name creators unite Marvel's most popular heroes in their own team-up series. A little bit more Star Trek for you here. We have Star Trek Lore War. This was an event across all the Star Trek books. So there's Star Trek Lore War, Star Trek issues 31-32, Star Trek Defiant issues, Shaq's Worst Day, and Omega as well. One that I was a huge fan of, and I think I was the only person reading it in this store, but I thought it was great, is The Thing. This is the King of the Yancey strip. It's a 5-issue sort of mystery series with Ben Grimm as the titular hero. Very highly recommended, written by Tony Fleets, who of course works on the likes of Feral and Stray Dogs. Ultimate X-Men back in stock, the trade paperback for Peach Momoko. So obviously we're trying to get all the Ultimate stuff back in. It's sort of catapulting towards the end of the Ultimate Universe in its current iteration. So it's nice to have all the trades for people who want to play catch up. Another good one this is The Unchosen. This is from David Marquez, writer-artist. David Marquez, well known for his work through DC and Marvel, and now doing this is his debut as a writer and artist on his first creator-owned series. Very highly recommended fantasy book. We have The Vision and the Scarlet Witch. This was a 5-issue miniseries. Marvel's original star-crossed lovers reunite for the 50th anniversary of their wedding. So by Steve Orlando, Lorenzo Tameta. Next up, we have Werewolf by Night, Red Band. So this was 10 issues in total. He's not a chunky boy. So collects Werewolf by Night, Red Band 1-10, as well as a couple of one-shots, Blood Hunt, Blood Moon Rise, and material from Crypt of Shadows. A couple of hardcovers here. We have the latest volume of Nightwing. This is Nightwing Death Traps. This collects Nightwing 125 to 129. This is volume 2 since Dan Watters has taken over the book. New history of the DC Universe gets its trade now, from the legendary beginning to the shocking end. Written predominantly by Mark Waid and a ton of different artists on this. You've got Michael Allred, Jerry Ordway, Todd Malik, Doug Mankey, and more working on that. We have Poison Ivy, the hardcover, which this one is called A Death in Marshview. This contains Poison Ivy 31-37. Originally due out last week, we were missing our copies, so in this week. I promise if you're still with me, not much more to go. A couple of more trades. We got Hulk Modern Era Epic Collection. This is volume 7, covers 2009. This is the Code Reds. We're into the Red Hulk era of Hulk there. So Jeff Loeb, Greg Pak, Ed McGuinness, Ian Churchill, Will Sportacio, great creators on there. We have Bishop's Crossing, which is X-Men Epic Collection Volume 20. This contains the coming of Bishop. So tons of X-Men issues, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men Annual, Ghost Rider, all sorts of good stuff in there. A couple of compendiums. We have Justice League Dark, the New 52 compendium. Again, nice big chunky boy. This is as definitive as it gets for the New 52 run, which was mostly written by Jim DeMatteis. So you also Jeff Lemire on there as well. Peter Milligan, Mikael Yanin on art. As I say, if you're a fan of Justice League Dark, and why wouldn't you be? You know, Constantine, Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Deadman, Jason Blood and more. And this contains absolutely everything from that New 52 era. If you fancy a little bit of a head melt, but a thoroughly brilliant head melt, we have the Invisibles compendium new out this week from Grant Morrison. This is back from the DC Vertigo era. If you've ever watched The Matrix, you will understand if you read this that The Matrix took about half of this and repurposed it for their own uses. But very, very good book, but it is a bit of a head scratcher at times. And then a couple of omnibuses just to finish off. We've got the Tom Taylor Deceased Omnibus back in stock. Obviously pure Elseworlds. This contains everything from Deceased, all 5 volumes, all in one edition. We have Iron Man, the Armor Wars omnibus out this week. So This Means War. This collects Iron Man 219 to 232 and 250 to 266. as well as Iron Man The Armor Wars 1 to 4, and a couple more Iron Man issues from 2013. So Tony Stark faces a relentless battle for control of his own legacy against an army of armoured adversaries, dangerous enemies out for vengeance, bitter corporate rivals, and even his own Iron Man suits. For the first time ever, all of Iron Man's hard-fought armour wars are collected in a single volume. And then just 2 more to go. We have Ultimate X-Men, which is volume 3. By this point, Robert Kirkman was on writing duties for the Ultimate books. Also contributions from Damon Lindelof, Jeff Loeb, and drawn by Ben Oliver, Mark Brooks, Shannon Paquette, and more. Heading to an ultimatum, everybody's favourite Ultimate event from the first time round. And we finish off with the Young Justice Omnibus Volume 2. Peter David, Todd Nawick, Larry Strucker, and this is Omnibus Volume 2. This collects Young Justice 21 to 55, and then a bunch of one-shots and tie-ins. Spy Boy, Young Justice, Our Worlds at War, Superboy, Robin issues, story from JLA, JSA, Super Files, and more. So that, again, is pretty definitive. So yeah, as I say, a busy week this week in terms of new releases for graphic novels. Hopefully I'll get to pull this and done in time. I can let you know about the single issues this week. Again, quite a big week there. So yeah, that's ever. If you've stuck it all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Always like to try and keep you up to date with what's in the store when I can. Always make sure to check out our TikTok. We always put stuff up there. It's quicker to do the videos on there and get more sort of content out there and more behind the scenes stuff in the store and keep you up to date that way as well. But anyway, as ever, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it proved useful. And I'm off to do some pull lists. I'll hopefully see you in the store throughout the week. Take it easy.